Welcome to an introduction to QuickBooks Pro 2013. I'm going to work through a series of tutorials on using QuickBooks Pro. I found myself in the situation earlier in 2013 that my business was growing quite rapidly and I needed to move beyond just using a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So this is an attempt to look at how we can use QuickBooks Pro, and I'll take you through the process that I'm following to get my business set up in QuickBooks Pro. So let's go ahead and start QuickBooks and set up a new company. So here we are starting our new company. After we open QuickBooks Pro, we can go in and select the company that we're going to use. So since I don't have anything previous, I'm going to go to File and click on New Company. Fortunately, QuickBooks Pro 2013 does come with an express start that makes our life a little bit easier, so let's use that. We'll start off with entering our company name, the industry that we're going to be part of. Now, it does have a nice help with this. At first, I thought I was going to be able to use the built-in industry for information technology, which is supposed to be computing and software. But then when you look at the side accounts that are associated with information technology, computers, and software, you see that it really has more to do with selling or reselling existing software or existing hardware. So it really comes down to, are you doing services or are you doing products? And are you reselling or creating your own objects or software that you're going to be selling? Since Burton's Media Group really focuses on selling ebooks and apps for mobile devices, we decided that this probably is not the right fit. We're actually more of a publisher or publishing company. Fortunately, we can type in the top what field we're in, and the QuickBooks Pro will go ahead and select for us what the closest selection for that. So when I typed in publishing, it did give me general services, and so I'm going to go with that for my selection for which industry I'm in. Then you need to select what kind of company type you are, whether or not that's a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a single LLC, a multi-member LLC, a company, an S corporation, a nonprofit, or other, or you don't really fit into a company type. So I'm going to select what fits best for my company. Of course, you should select what the correct company type is that you're under. Next, you would enter your tax ID. I'm not going to include my tax ID on my broadcast for this YouTube video, so you should enter your own ID there. And then, do you have any employees? Yes, no, or no, but I might in the future. Since all my work is currently done with contract labor or using royalties, I'm going to go with no, but I might in the future. And then next, enter your email address that's going to be associated with the file. QuickBooks does allow you to be able to save your information to the QuickBooks website so that you can access and enter information on their site and be able to associate and update your QuickBooks files easily through the website. Now let's enter your business contact information. Of course, we already have our legal name for the business in. Again, your legal name should be the business name associated with the organization, and that would be through your business license that you get, whether that's your LLC, sole proprietorship, or whatever the case might be. You can also put in a website associated with your organization, and then where are you going to save the file to? So now that we've got that set up, let's go ahead and begin by adding some products and services that are sold. As I mentioned, I primarily sell e-textbooks and ebooks for helping people learn how to make mobile applications or games. So I'm going to click on the Add Products and Services that you sell to get started. This is not a service that I'm selling. It is a non-inventory part. Since they're ebooks, I've got that great advantage that I don't have to actually have any of them printed. So it's a non-inventory part that I will be selling. So I'll select that and then hit continue. Next, you need to enter your products and services that you're going to sell. Some interesting things that I found about the products and services sold: it does not give you very much space in the name and the description. For the name, I did have to use abbreviations, or actually the first initial of each of the textbooks that I've created. In the description, I could put in a longer, detailed version, but still could not put in the full title. Some of the titles of my textbooks are quite long, so I did need to abbreviate some of the words, but it is pretty clear as to which book that is. So I'm happy with it. We should be able to easily distinguish which products are being sold to different organizations. So we'll hit the continue button and move on. Luckily, QuickBooks tells us how many items we've added and if we've made any errors that need to be corrected, or even if there's duplicates. So I'm going to add the people that I do business with next, since I've entered products and services that I sell. QuickBooks does allow you to import from a number of different systems. You could use Gmail or Yahoo or Outlook. I'm just going to manually enter mine. I don't have that many contacts or contract workers. I'm just going to use the paste from Excel or manually enter. Now, when you're adding people to your business, you can select whether or not they are a customer, a vendor, or an employee. As I mentioned before, I don't currently have any employees, but I do have people that do contract work or receive royalties from books that they've published with me. So I'm going to start by entering that information, and some of my larger customers, school districts, and people that are repeat purchasers of my books that can be included inside the system. I may end up putting Amazon and Apple iTunes Bookstore or Apple iBookstore and Kobo in here as well, since I repeatedly get orders from or sales through those organizations. Once again, after we hit the next button or continue, tells us how many contacts were added and if there's any duplicates or any problems. So I'm not going to currently associate a bank account with this, so I'm going to just click at the bottom, click the Start Working button, which doesn't show up currently on my screen here, and that'll load in the entry or the start screen for actually getting busy with QuickBooks Pro. So I'm going to stop at this point and hope that you've liked our material. If you'd like additional information or want to see a specific topic covered with QuickBooks Pro, I encourage you to leave comments below and subscribe to us. This is going to be an ongoing series on this channel on YouTube.